know. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Punch here because having a great day. I got you guys some brand new MW3 content here. Gonna be doing a commentary on some gameplay. You know, as you guys probably all know or seen, I did one of these, like a my thoughts and opinions video. I did two of them that were basically combined into one the first couple of days that the beta were out. And I wanted to do another one, or kind of more of a should you buy Modern Warfare 3 now that the beta is pretty much done. Because as we all know, the betas are, you know, they call them betas, but they're not really betas anymore. They're more like demos. The game's not really going to change much from, you know, when the game comes out versus how it was in the beta. So I just wanted to do one of these videos and kind of give you guys my final thoughts and opinions. So if you enjoy the video, guys, make sure you do leave a comment and a like. Helps the videos out a ton. If you're brand new to the channel and enjoy the content, make sure you do also hit the sub button and turn on notifications. Just a quick reminder, I do stream over on Kick. That is kick.com/punch. Come on over, drop a follow, check out all the live madness. Other than that, let's get straight to the video. All right, guys, we're going to jump right on into it. And again, you know, the goal for this video is to just give you guys an overall summary of my thoughts and opinions on the beta now that it is over. And, you know, hopefully steer you guys in the right direction if you're looking to buy this game, or if you just want to, you know if it's worth it, and give you guys valid non-BS, you know, answers on everything. Because there are some creators out there, unfortunately, that will just kind of overhype up these games because they want their fans or they want their viewer base to, you know, continue watching them and enjoy the games that they enjoy playing. And I'm not here to do that. I just want to give you guys, you know, the valid answers or opinions to everything that I've experienced. So I've made a list, you know, once again, and as I said in the intro, you know, these games don't really change much anymore. You know, they call them betas, but we're pretty much playing the full game right here. You know, there might be a few minor changes that they do between now and when the release date comes, but, you know, you're pretty much playing a demo when you play these betas now. It's not so much a beta. Whereas like X Defiant, for example, you know, if you were in on playing that beta, that's more of a beta because, you know, we don't even have a true release date for X Defiant yet, and that was a beta that happened months ago. That was just them trying to get a feel of how everyone liked their game, and then kind of judge it and steer the game around that. But this game is pretty much complete on the other hand, so what you see is what you get here. Like I said, they might change a few little things, but like I said, I made a pros and cons list. In number one, the movement, because I'm pretty sure almost everybody hated Modern Warfare 2 movement. It feels really, really good on this game. And like 1 or 2 days into the beta, they actually changed the movement. They decreased the slide delay by 200 milliseconds, I think, from what it was. So, you know, when you slide cancel, the time from when you get done sliding to going back to your crouch or, you know, running position, they decreased the time it took to do that by 200 milliseconds, and it made the game feel so much better. And there's talks that they might even, you know, decrease it even more or even completely get rid of it. And I've also seen a bunch of people talking about adding bunny hopping back in there. So that kind of leads me to my number two. You know, again, this isn't really in any specific order. I'm just kind of, you know, talking about these as I wrote them down. And that is that we have a studio that is actually listening to us. Unlike Infinity Ward that just ignored all of our thoughts, we actually have a studio who is listening to us. And I was shocked. I mean, it's kind of sad to say this, but I was shocked when I heard that they were actually going to change this sliding timing, just because, you know, a lot of the community was talking and complaining about it. They changed it in the beta. You know, that's insane to think about, because Infinity Ward left us high and dry all year long. And I mean, I always told, you know, everybody, I was like, I think Infinity Ward is ran by AI. I don't think there's any real people that work for that studio, or at least not, you know, higher up leadership roles. You know, it's all AI, it felt like, because I just never felt like we were communicating with real people. You know, anytime they would tweet on their, you know, Twitter or, you know, X, whatever you want to call it, it seemed like it was just all automated. It didn't, you know, there wasn't any valid tweets where it seemed like it was coming from a real person. And it's cool that we actually have a studio that listens, and that is a very good sign, especially coming from a game that's still in beta stages and they're already listening to us. So next up is the Dead Silence. We have Dead Silence. You know, the footsteps in Modern Warfare 2 and even MW19, you know, kind of comparing the Modern Warfares, were so loud. And especially Modern Warfare 2, you know, your dead silence field order ran out so quick. It took so long to generate. And if you didn't have that, there was limited playability, especially in S&D, which is what I'm sure most of you play. And it's nice that we actually have, you know, these skillful perks again. So that's, I mean, over even a field order, I'm very happy with that. And honestly, it makes so much more of a skill gap than having to wait for your field order, your dead silence, just to make, you know, a quick 10-minute play. Everything kind of feels like it's, you kind of have to force things because you're waiting for your field order, dead silence, instead of having it the full time, where you can kind of work a play throughout the whole entire round, or, you know, whatever you're doing with your team. So dead silence, huge W. And then also, this could change. Hopefully it doesn't change. But I've also noticed, at least in the beta, there are no BS perks like Tracker or High Alert, which, you know, I'm sure many of you guys hate just as much as I do. They're not in the beta, which kind of leads me to believe they're not in the full game either. Now, I don't know for sure. I'm hoping that this is the case, that they're not in the game. But also, there's no tuning in the game. And they're, you know, in MW2, there was obviously tuning. But I don't know if this is something they're waiting to release in the full game. Hopefully, you know, they're not doing that to us, where they just gave us some of the, you know, features of the game. They're waiting for the full game for all the features. But I'm really hoping that High Alert and Tracker never return to COD. And also, I mean, if tuning is in the game, I don't really care that much, but I kind of prefer the games without tuning too. I feel like it just overcomplicates a lot of things. So those are another big W's, you know. Hopefully they keep the perks out of the game, but once again, creates more of a skill gap with this game, and not having crutch perks like that, or, you know, again, like we're talking about, having dead silence, not being able to just get sound horde from anywhere and everywhere. And next on the list, I have just the overall skill gap, which, I mean, I'm kind of already talking about that now, but this game does have a noticeable skill gap, especially when you play S&D. Now, almost everybody runs dead silence, so, you know, it's not just people sitting in corners relying on sound. You actually have the element of surprise. And if you have good game sense, you have a skill gap, because you can sneak up on people, or you can outplay people because they can't just sound horde you and hear you. So really excited to actually play a skill gap game. You know, everything feels so much more natural. It's not like MW2, where, like I said, you're waiting to get your dead silence, or you're trying to crouch walk around so you don't get sound horde. There's just a lot of stuff in this game that makes it more about, you know, being skillful, and less about getting lucky and just all the player base being even, you know, or punishing skillful players. And then, you know, my final good thought on this game is just, even though these maps are remastered maps, they're really good maps. These are Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps, and almost every single one of these maps is good. And on top of that, we will have 16 of these maps to play on release. Now, I would like to see some new, like, non, you know, any COD maps, or some brand new maps. But to have 16 maps on release will be awesome, especially if you guys remember Modern Warfare 2, we had like 8 maps, you know, and like 2 or 3 of them were unplayable. You know, it was at that time when Border came out, all the cars exploding and stuff. So another huge W, you know, 16 maps. Now, as for the bads, I've kind of mentioned these in my past video, but the number one worst thing about this game is skill-based matchmaking. It is horrendous. I've never felt a stronger skill-based matchmaking than I have in this game. And honestly, I felt like I was playing iridescent plus, you know, ranked play. I felt like I was playing iridescent or top 250 ranked matches every single game I entered. And the problem with it is, you know, I'm a competitive player naturally. I like playing competition, so it's not that I want skill-based matchmaking to go away. But, you know, if you're like me, you also want to have balanced teams if you're playing by yourself. And the problem is, you know, I would have teammates that just started playing yesterday, like I do on all the past CODs, and be playing against sweaty teams. It just seems like in this game, the teams were even more sweatier than normal. And it was just impossible to do anything in some situations without having some sort of help. So skill-based matchmaking, I really hope that they tone that down. And, you know, if you're the type of player that just likes to get on a game and play naturally, then you're probably going to have a tough time with this game unless they tone it down again. You know, it is something they could change between the beta and the time the game releases, but skill-based matchmaking is very gnarly in this game, and, you know, like I said, I'm really hoping they tone it down. There's a lot of gunfight inconsistencies. You know, there's sometimes where you will absolutely shred somebody, and then there's also times where you feel like you are shooting marshmallows out of your gun. I've had that happen with pretty much every gun. You know, I tried to use almost every single gun. Like right now, using the BAS-P, I've switched through all the different guns, and I kind of had the same results with all of them, where sometimes it felt like you would just incinerate somebody, and other times you were just shooting 100 bullets to kill them. I believe they've addressed that, and I know that there is no like headshot multipliers or anything either, so it could just be the multipliers making it feel like that. Also, you know, this game we do have 150 health versus 100, so I think that it's just going to take a little bit of tuning, but that should get better. But it does kind of suck right now. The time to kill, you know, overall, this kind of ties in with what I was just talking about, but also the time to kill is kind of affected by the 150 health that we have. It just everything feels a little off. You know, if it's like the guns will kill really fast and feel like health is normal, and then sometimes you feel like they have 400, you know, 500 health instead of 150. So hopefully that all gets adjusted. Next thing I got on the list is visibility. Visibility has gotten a lot better. It's not near as bad as it was. But I mean, definitely with the, you know, your own teammates, it would be nice to have some differences, you know, so you can kind of differentiate between the enemies and your teammates. They've addressed this, you know, they're aware of it. Hopefully they are gonna add that into the full game when it releases, because I found so many times I was shooting at my own team, you know, somebody would run by, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's my teammate or not, and just start spraying at them, and before you know it, you sprayed half a mag at your own teammate, and you're sitting there wondering like, wait, I'm not getting any hit reg, and then you realize it's your own teammate. So the visibility definitely still need some work. And then the last one that I can really mention, and this is going to be more for like ranked play, is that most of the field orders kind of are underwhelming compared to like a trophy system. I was using the med kit, which gives you a stim, but there's the delay. You know, you lay the med kit down, you have to wait, you know, a second or two for it to open up, and then another split second before you can grab a stim. And then the stims activate on their own, but it's kind of weird the way they activate. It's like a second after you take damage, you will start regenerating health on your next gunfight, instead of taking, I think, 4 seconds to regenerate health. But it seems very inconsistent, and oftentimes I felt like it didn't work at all, and then I would have this blue aura on my screen that would just end up getting me killed. And it's kind of funky. And, you know, in ranked play, I'm sure that the med kit is going to be banned, and there's just not really a lot of other field orders that make sense, you know, especially in ranked. And I feel like it's just going to be 4 stacks of trophies in ranked play, or even like search and destroy. You know, 4 trophies can be pretty powerful when you're talking about like pre-nades and stuff. So those are my overall, you know, gripes on the game, and my answer for if you should buy this game or not is all going to come down to how casual of a player you are. If you are just looking for a game to get on and play casually, like I said before, this game is pretty rough right now. But I mean, if you've been playing COD for a long time and you're used to skill-based matchmaking, you might not mind it. But, you know, coming from me, who's been playing Call of Duty my whole entire life, this is the heaviest skill-based matchmaking game I have ever played. So take that with, you know, maybe a grain of salt if you play past CODs. But the game can be pretty rough. Hopefully they tone it down. But I hope this helps all you guys out. And, you know, when the final game actually comes out, we'll see how much they actually change it, and I might do another one of these. But hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day.